Spring greetings from Plainfield Public Library, Plainfield, New Jersey. With the coming of warmer days and the prospect of summer, many people's thoughts turn to gardening. However, here in this suburban/urban part of New Jersey, not everybody has as much space as they'd like for fulfilling those horticultural daydreams. So the library would like to invite you to a virtual display of both print and ebooks helpful for gardening in small spaces and containers. Some of these books are specific to small space or container gardening. Others are general books about seed starting, composting, and other elements that are useful to the beginning gardener. If you have questions about this presentation, need help getting access to these books, want some suggestions for other types of books, or in general have questions about gardening we can help you find answers to, give us a call. Plainfield Public Library, 908-757-1111, extension 112. Email us at ref at plfdpl.info, or come to the website www.plainfieldlibrary.info and use our chat feature. Let's get growing. If you're gardening in an urban or small space garden, or even if you're gardening in containers, one place to start is Lasagna Gardening for Small Spaces by Patricia Lanza. This is a print book that you can pick up in the library or request for curbside pickup via the library catalog. Lasagna gardening is a popular gardening technique developed by Lanza for building no-dig garden beds by layering newspapers, compost, and other materials. But even if you aren't interested in composting, this book is an absolutely amazing resource covering ways to shoehorn garden spaces into a small yard with lists of best plants for various conditions and helpful tips. Lanza gives a good grounding and an encouraging tone. You can pair that with The Field Guide to Urban Gardening, How to Grow Plants No Matter Where You Live by Kevin Espirido. This is an ebook that's available through the Hoopla digital platform via your library card. Blogger Espirido pulls together a dazzling collection of his best advice here, a perfect handbook for urban and small space gardeners. Details on containers, raised bed construction in wood and masonry, vertical gardens, from trellising to hanging gardens, indoor food gardening including microgreens, hydroponics, roof and balcony gardening, and even spotting problems in your garden. Espirido's tone is upbeat and intriguing. The next two books are specifically on container gardening. Container Gardening Complete, Creative Projects for Growing Vegetables and Flowers in Small Spaces by Jessica Walliser is available as a print book, which you can request through the library catalog or come on over to the library to pick up, and as an ebook, which is available through the Hoopla digital subscription. If you want to get into container gardening in a big way, start here. Walliser covers picking containers, what and how to plant, watering, pests, bugs and problems, and harvesting. If you despair of getting your home planted containers to look as good as the garden center, here's your advice. Lots of DIY upcycled container projects with extensive step-by-step directions and photos. On the other hand, Kitchen Harvest, a cook's guide to growing organic vegetables, fruits, and herbs in containers by Susan Berry, is a print book that's available either by requesting it through the library catalog or by coming on over to the library. This short, beautifully photographed book is a good intro to growing stuff you can eat in containers. Basic information about the vegetable or fruit, including nutritional factors, is followed by suggestions for varieties, what container size to use, growing tips, harvesting and cooking tips, plus one or more recipes. Plants are arranged by type, so you'll want to use the index rather than just flipping through it. If you're looking for design ideas, these two books are great for that. How to Window Box Small Space Plants to Grow Indoors or Out by Chantal Ada Gordon concentrates on all different kinds of window boxes, both decorative and useful. It's a print book, so you can request it to the library catalog or come on by to pick it up directly. Window boxes are the time-tested way to garden small. In this colorful project book, Blogger Garden describes how to choose, site, and plant your window boxes, then gives instructions and tips for 16 pre-designed themed indoor and outdoor window boxes for everything from a cactus garden to herbs and salads. Even if you aren't interested in precise designs, you'll enjoy browsing these. On the other hand, for entirely edible gardens, take a look at My Tiny Veg Plot, Grow Your Own in Surprisingly Small Places by Leah Linders. Again, this is a print book, so you can request it for curbside pickup or just come on by and check it out. Not sure where you could put a garden? This book is packed with ideas from the practical to the fanciful. English author Linders explains and shows examples of hanging and trellis gardens, courtyard and step gardens, even traveling gardens from around the world. The practical tips and the lovely photos are equally entrancing. Next, 2 books on placing gardens. A Garden Can Be Anywhere, Creating Bountiful, Beautiful, Edible Gardens by Lori Krantz is an ebook that's available through Hoopla Digital, or you can request a print copy from one of our sister libraries through the catalog and pick it up at Plainfield. Lori Krantz's loving philosophical musings on placing and designing gardens, quote, anywhere, unquote, doesn't focus on small gardens, but it is good reading. It's full of case studies and beautiful photos. It also gives practical directions for doing a sun study of your space and determining when watering is needed, as well as detailed instructions for creating and raised beds and garden houses to protect plants from wildlife. Any Size, Anywhere Edible Gardening, the No Yard, No Time, No Problem Way to Grow Your Own Food by William Moss is also an ebook available from Hoopla Digital. If what you really want is a short, accessible guide to starting small vegetable gardens by a personable enthusiast covering all the basics but in not too much detail, William Moss is for you. Container gardening, gardening in community gardens, and many small space-friendly varieties of specific vegetables are covered, as well as a whole chapter on that Jersey favorite, tomatoes. If you're looking for landscape and garden design books, here's 2 for you. Paradise Found, Gardening in Unlikely Places by Rebecca Cole is a print book that's available either through the library catalog for curbside pickup or by coming into the library. If what you really need is landscape design advice for fitting a small garden into restricted living spaces, Rebecca Cole is an expert. The book is full of well-photographed case studies and suggestions about picking out furniture and objects to go with your design. Front Yard Gardens, Growing More Than Grass by Liz Premieux is another print book, again, to be accessed here in the building, or you can put in a request through the library catalog for curbside pickup. What if most of your garden space or sun is in the front of your house? How can you transform the boring front yard into the lavish space of your dreams without hearing from the zoning board? Here are some great suggestions for both edible gardens and usable front yard recreation spaces. Let's take a look at some books to help you with your gardening efforts, no matter what size garden you have. We've been speaking about garden planning, so let's take a look at How to Plan the Perfect Garden. Garden Design Made Simple from Planning and Planting to Creating Special Features by Peter McCoy. This is a print book that you can reserve through the library catalog or just come to the library and pick up. If you've got even a little amount of yard, planning what you want to do with it is helpful before you start digging things up and plunking in plants and features. I tend to go with the plunking, but it doesn't always work out. This slim guide to garden planning covers all the basics, including wish lists, measuring, planning on paper, and a variety of sample small garden layouts. Luscious photos complete the experience. Once you've got a plan, you've got to start with your soil. Grow Your Soil, Harness the Power of the Soil Food Web to Create Your Best Garden Ever by Diane Meisler is a print book that can be requested through the library catalog, and also an ebook that can be downloaded from the library's Hoopla resource. Everybody tells you that soil quality is one of the biggest concerns for garden plants. The library has lots of books on amending your soil, both organic and non-organic. Search composting in the catalog. This one is a quick, humorous, and complete read, not only about how to manage your dirt and compost, but the science behind these processes with fun cartoon diagrams. Starting from seed is a great way to grow your garden. Gardening from Seed, The Keys to Success with Flowers and Vegetables by the Martha Stewart Living staff is a print book that's available in the library, or you can reserve it through the library catalog to pick up. Starting plants from seed, especially indoors, can be intimidating for beginner and experienced gardeners alike. From the famous Martha Stewart Living franchise, this slender volume is a solid little reference with instructions for indoor and outdoor seed starting, plenty of charts for both vegetables and flowers, garden planning instructions, and a plant glossary with more instructions, hints, and recommended varieties. Starting Seeds, How to Grow Healthy, Productive Vegetables, Herbs, and Flowers from Seed by Barbara Ellis is another text on the same material, and it's available as an ebook through the library's Hoopla subscription. This essential reference may start slow, but it's got everything for outdoor and indoor seed starting: handling seeds, germination testing, what equipment you need, soil and pots, troubleshooting, managing seedlings, transplanting. Also included are lists of easy seeds to try. Next, two books with more specialized applicability. Container Gardener's Handbook, Pots, Techniques, and Projects to Transform Any Space by Frances Tophill is a print book that's available from the library catalog and is also available as an ebook through Hoopla Digital. If you need ideas how to create or transform garden containers, this lavishly photographed book is full of projects you'll want to try. It's excellent for ardent do-it-yourselfers. Contrary-wise, Small Space Vegetable Gardens, Growing Great Edibles in Containers, Raised Beds, and Small Plots by Andrea Bellamy also is a Hoopla ebook and can be requested through the library catalog, and we'll get it for another library for you if you want the print book. The real strength of this small, lightweight book on small space gardening is in its lists of plants that are good for specific garden situations. It also has an excellent selection on bugs and diseases and how to handle them. Another book for dedicated gardeners is Window Box Allotment by Penelope Bennett. It's a print book that's available on library shelves, or you can request it through the library catalog to pick up, and it's also available as an ebook on the library's Hoopla platform. For those who enjoy reading conversational books about gardening, this is a treasure trove. The British author, who gardens on a rooftop in her windowsills, gives a mix of instructions and musings arranged diary style by month and week. Valuable insights on indoor, seed starting, tiny water features, potato growing, and other forms of horticultural therapy, mixed with observations about plant and bug development. Truly a great read. If you're too busy gardening to come into the library, you can check out these online resources. We have more urban gardening books on Hoopla, hoopladigital.com/genre/9172329796, container gardening books on Hoopla, hoopladigital.com/genre 917232753, and a whole bunch of home and gardening magazines that are available through our eLibrary New Jersey subscription. You can go to tinyurl.com/elibrarynj-garden-mags. You can also browse our library catalog for garden books on our website and place holds on them. We'll let you know when they're ready, and you can pick them up at the front desk. The post description that accompanies the slideshow is a link to a document. This document includes hyperlinks to the various formats of these book titles. Print books can be requested through the catalog for curbside pickup. eLibrary New Jersey and Hoopla ebooks and eAudio can be downloaded right to your phone or other device. If you have questions need help, you can call Plainfield Public Library at 908-757-1111, extension 112, or email ref@plfdpl.info. You can also chat with us on our website, www.plainfieldlibrary.info. Happy gardening!